good Easter break, and it's been good to see so many of you carrying on logging your distances that you've run or walked or cycled or ergoed over the last 3 or 4 weeks. The end of term was a real lift for me that so many of you had really bought into the activity of the last week of term. And I've got another challenge for us coming up, starting today, and I really hope everybody will get on board with it. I should have been going to Rwanda this summer to do a charity bike ride through the country and returning back to the capital city at the end of my trip with the charity Rwanda Aid, and it looks like I'm not going to be able to do that for obvious reasons. And the journey would have been about 4 stages of their professional bike race, which I would have done on my own. And typically I'd raise probably around £1,000 if there were lots of useful donations. Now, because it looks unlikely that I'm going to be able to do that, I'm hoping you may join me in a distance challenge of a different kind. And I've discussed with the chief executive of the charity Rwanda Aid that the boat club could get involved in a particular distance challenge, which I've called Run, Row or Ride to Rwanda. And if you were to look up the distance by road from Pangbourne College to Kamembe, where the headquarters of Rwanda Aid are based, down in the southwest corner of the country, near to the border with the Democratic Republic of Congo, the journey is about 10,000 kilometres or 10 million metres. And so I thought, given how well everyone bought into the distance challenge before the Easter holidays, I thought we could probably do that in 4 weeks. Now that's going to involve all of you logging everything you do, and preferably on Strava, because it makes it much easier to see what's going on. But alternatively, if you want to take a screenshot of your rowing machine or some other kind of app that you use for logging your training, then I will tally it all up, both individually and collectively, similar to how I did before Easter. Now, if we manage to do that in 4 or 5 weeks, that takes us up to close to the half-term break, and hopefully we will be coming back to some form of college life of normality in early June. If we don't, then I'd very much like to continue the challenge and try and do the distance back again from Rwanda to Pangbourne College. So the total distance would be 20,000 kilometres. Now that is a huge challenge, and I hope you're going to join in with this. You don't have to raise a penny for charity. There is going to be a Just Giving page which will log our distances, and hopefully that will inspire people to contribute to the charity, because things are really desperate in the country at the moment. Rwandan people have been in lockdown for as long as we have now, and their situation is much more severe than ours. Although they publicly claim they've not had as many cases, in fact they say they've only had just over 100 cases and no deaths, I think the truth is quite different to that, and they're very worried about the impact that would have if word got out that things are pretty bleak. Now the consequence of that is that with people being locked in effect in their houses, and they are arrested if they go out for any reason whatsoever, the people who have an annual income of about £100 are now close to starving, and that's a pretty desperate situation to be in. So whatever food aid we would be able to raise money for will go directly to the people who need it the most. And so hopefully, even if you don't wish to join in with the fundraising itself, your distance, your meters that you travel on your bike or on an ergo or on foot with your dogs, with your family members, going for a run, then that's all going to help contribute to this great wave of interest in the challenge that we've set ourselves. So I've emailed your parents to let them know about this challenge, and I really hope that from today you're going to start logging your distances, and you'll sign up to the actual Strava page and the Just Giving team, which I've set up on the Just Giving website as well. So if you wish to contribute, if you wish to ask people to sponsor you, then that's great. Or really, it should be sponsoring all of us, because it's a great team effort and one that I hope you'll get really behind and join in with. While we go along, I will try and give you an update about how far we've managed to travel as a team. And so if we were actually travelling by road, the journey would be from Pangbourne down to Dover onto the ferry. We don't have to actually ride that bit or row that bit. And then once we get into Calais, drive all the way down to the southern tip of Spain in Almeria, and then onto another boat into Algeria, and then the main journey through the continent of Africa would begin. And it's about 6,000 kilometres once you get 6,500, 7,000 kilometres perhaps once you get into mainland Africa. So hopefully the breaking it down into chunks will be interesting, and you'll really want to see how far you can contribute to the distances along the way. And who knows, we might manage to do it a bit quicker than half term, in which case we'll turn around and we'll start coming back again. In the meantime, it looks sadly as though we're not going to get many races this term, although we have got some plans that if social distancing is relaxed and we are allowed back to school, and the Environment Agency let us back on the river, because at the moment we can't even do that, then as soon as possible we'll try and have some form of local fixtures with schools closer to us, if that's at all possible. So lots to look forward to, and if all else fails, we're going to make sure we're really fit for when the summer holidays come. So I'll send a reminder to you all to get stuck into the training, same as before Easter. See how far you can go in your one session of exercise that the government allows us, and let's get cracking with this challenge on our way to Rwanda and help lots of people who need it far more than we do. Thanks for your support, get stuck in, and we'll be in touch soon.